Hey guys, welcome back. It's Attorney Jack from CruiseCasinoMafia.com. I hope everybody had a really great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope that you had a great time and a relaxing December so far. We just got back, or I should say I just got back from Orlando with the family and extended family. Went to 3 of the Disney parks. So you guys know how much money you spend on the tickets and the food and everything else. So that is certainly the kick in the ass needed to make sure that you are ready for 2024 to be making money, looking at evaluating the systems that you're using, your money management, and adding to what you're going to hear about very, very soon from us here is we are going to have a series. It's going to be real interesting, where it's going to be basically how to create your personal toolbox for roulette, baccarat, and craps to be able to have a toolbox of money management tools as well as systems that you test and rank so that you have 3 or 4 go-to systems for each one of the games. And that's something we're going to talk about more on future videos, and how we're going to do that and how you're going to get your hands on that and everything else. But for today, we're back in action. We've been doing over the last few weeks a lot of combo roulette systems, and it's time to jump back to baccarat. And today is going to be really interesting because we're going to be re-examining something that I showed you guys a few weeks ago. So everybody's always asking about flat betting, right? Is there something that works flat betting? Well, if you remember a few weeks ago, I showed you guys a very unique bet progression that you can use that's actually the same or better than flat betting. It's a 3-prong or 3-sequence system. And it's really, really easy. So basically, you're going to always decide on your first bet. If it wins, you're going to do the next 2 bets, no matter whether they win or lose, at the same level, right? Flat betting, $10 here. But if you lose your first sequence bet, you're going to drop to a half bet on the next 2, win or lose. So obviously, if you're online and you're playing, let's say, $2 bets, you can do $1 bets. Right? But if you're playing in brick and mortar, you're going to have to see what the table minimums are to use this. So here we're going to pretend like we're in a brick and mortar casino and we're doing $10 bets, which means that if we lose our first bet, we're going to be betting 5 on the other 2. This works really, really well. So before I go any further, let's talk about this for a second. You know, there's so many different not bet selections, but money management components that you can do. If you're a member of CruiseCasinoMafia.com, we have 3 volumes that we've created of various bet progressions. Some of these have never been seen in public. All right. And depending on how aggressive or conservative you want to be, you can test all of these different bet progressions against your bet selection. Whatever your bet selection is, to determine what works best and what feels best for you. So this is one method that I really like. So for all those people that are always yelling and screaming about flat betting, this is actually the closest thing to flat betting you're ever going to get. And in some ways, I like it even better than flat betting. So now the next question, as always, is what's your bet selection? What's your bet selection? Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to show you in this video that the bet selection is not that important for what we're doing if we're going to be able to do something like this. If we're going to be this conservative in our money approach, our money manipulation concept, right? We're manipulating our money. The bet selection is even less important. So to prove that, okay, we are not even going to use one of our fancier bet selections or a bet selection that you guys like. We are going to do something really, really simple. We're going to bet player, okay? We're going to bet player until we have 2 losses in a row, and then we're going to switch to banker and stay there until we have 2 losses in a row, okay? So that's all we're going to do. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to make this about the bet selection to prove a point. We're going to make this video about the money management. All right? And we're going to try to make 5 to 8, somewhere in that range, like usual, units. Because we're only using $10 units. But the beauty of having something that's as conservative as this, you can use $50 units, $100 units without having a massive bankroll. So let's show you how easy. We're still going to stick to the $10 and the $5 just for the sake of it. But you can pretend like these are $100 units and $50 units here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's show you what this feels like. All right. Let's show you what this feels like. So the first thing we're going to do, all right, we don't have to wait with this one. We're going to bet player like we said, right? So we're going to bet $10 on player. And we're going to continue to bet player until we have 2 losses in a row. All right, 2 losses in a row. So $10 on player. And we win. All right, so what does that mean? It means that our second and third bets now are going to be $10 win or lose. So this is bet number 2 on player. And we win. And now we're going to do bet number 3 on player. And we lose. No big deal. That's loss number 1, right? That's loss number 1. But we're back again to the top of the sequence with a $10 bet. So we're still betting player for $10 because we have 1 loss right now. 1 loss, right? So we have 2 losses in a row. So now we are going to switch to banker. Okay, we're going to switch to banker. And now we're going to be betting two of the lower bets, right? We're going to bet 5 and 5. The next 2 bets are going to be 5 and 5, and they're going to be on banker. 5 on banker. We win. Another 5 on banker. And we win. All right, so we're back to the top again. We're staying with banker until we lose 2 in a row. Okay, so we're back to our base level $10 bet now. $10 on banker. Tie, repeat. We win, which means our next 2 bets are going to be $10 bets. We lose. I mean $5 bets. I don't know what I said before. Okay, so now we're back at the top. We're already up a little over 1 unit right now, right? We're up a little over 1 unit. So now we're back at the top of our 3 sequence bet. So we're back to our $10 bet. And we're still on banker because we only lost 1, I believe. Actually, we won that one, so it doesn't matter. It's consecutive losses. So we're back on banker for 10. Okay. And that means that we're now going to have 2 in a row at the $10 level. Our next 2 are going to be 10 and 10. And we're still on banker. We win, and 1 more, and we're now up 3 units. Okay, we lose. All right, so that was 1 loss in a row, though. So now we're back up at the top again with our $10 bet, and we're up 3 units now. Well, a little less than 3 units now, right? A little less than 3 units. But remember, the whole point of this is to show you that if you're betting conservatively, you can bet much higher. If you were betting $100 units, you'd be up $200 right now. Okay? So here we're back at our first unit bet up at the top. And we're still on banker because we haven't lost 2 players in a row, I don't believe, unless I made a mistake. All right? So we're at our $10 banker bet. We win, which means we're going to continue to bet $10 for the next two on banker. That's a loss number. Actually, it doesn't matter. So $10. All right, so we did lose 2 in a row. We did lose 2 in a row, right? So now we're going to be switching to player, but we're going to be back to our first bet. So we're back to a $10 bet anyway. Okay, but now we're switching to player. Okay. And that means we're going to be betting $10 on player for the next two. We lose. We win. All right. So now we're back to the first one again. $10. We're still on player because we didn't lose 2 in a row. We currently stand at 2 units, 3 units. One more. And we lose. Okay. So now we're back at, once again at the top, and we're at our $10 bet. We're still on player. We didn't lose 2 in a row. I don't think we lost 2 in a row. Now, okay, so that's our back on the first one. So that is a loss, right? That's a loss. So the next two are going to be 5 and 5. 5 and 5. So we are still on player. Actually, I think we just lost 2 in a row. Banker. Yep. Okay, so we lost 2 in a row there. So we're going to be switching. We're still on the third one. We're still on the third one, but we have to switch now to banker. So this should be on banker because we lost 2 in a row. And we win. Okay. All right, so now we're back up at the top. So you guys understand, I don't want this to be too confusing. So it's a 3-sequence bet, right? If we win our sequence 1, we're betting the same thing for the next 2 bets, win or lose. On the first sequence, if we lose, we're betting half, all right? And the way we're doing the bet selection is we started with one of the two, either banker or player, right? And we continue to bet the same thing until we had 2 consecutive losses, which forced us to switch to the other side. That's all we're doing there, all right? That's all we're doing there. So we're back up at the top. I believe we're back up at the top. And we've had a string of bankers here. So we're obviously on banker, right? We're obviously on banker. So we are going to be on banker. We're back at the top with a $10 bet on banker. And we win. All right, so we're up 2 units, right? We lose. We win. All right, so you may say to yourself, people that are not used to betting like this, they're like, wow, are you really getting anywhere? Well, once again, you have a choice. If you want to be ultra aggressive, then do it. That's not what we teach. That's not what we do. We go back and forth riding the waves until we have a streak of wins, which is easy to put together, all right, to get to our 5 to 8 units. Right now, after all of this, we're up 2 units. And if you notice, we were never down much at all, right? We just need a little streak to get to our 5, 6, 7 units and we're done. But there's never any bankroll problem. There's never any massive volatility. And that's the point of using this type of bet selection. Money management, all right? So we're back up at the top again at our $10 bet, right? At our $10 bet. All right, here we go. And I'm pretty sure we were on banker. Were we on banker? Well, we're going to be on banker. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we're back on banker and we're dealing. And this is bet number 1. and we lose, which means we're going to follow this, right? We're going to do $5 bets on banker. Lose. Lose. Okay, so that's our 2 in a row. We're back up at the top with a $10 bet. Okay, and I think we're on player now. Yeah. All right, back to a $10 bet. We win, which means the next two are going to be $10 bets. We win. And we win. You see how fast that happens when you're keeping yourself closer to break even? You can ride out the waves so much easier. We're now up 3 units, right? We're up 3 units. And if these were $100 units, you'd be up $300 right now. Okay? You'd be up $300 right now. I'm not going to do the math with $500 units or $1,000 units. You can obviously look at that. But the point is, the entire point here has nothing to do with the bet selection. It has to do with how easy it is to use a conservative money management. So let's just do a few more of these. All right? So we're on player. I think we're on player. Yeah, we're definitely on player. And you see how we're writing this out. All right, so we're now back at our $10 first bet. $10 first bet. And we're on player. Let's see if we can put a little streak together. There you go. We're up 4 units. We would have been up $400 with $100 bets. Now that we won bet number 1, we know we're going to be betting the same thing on the next 2. That's a tie. All right, 5 units. There you go. There you go. So we'd be up $500 now. And the beauty of it is, I don't think we ever really fell below 9,000, whatever that was, 900 and whatever, 80, 90, whatever that may have been. All right. You're never going to shy away that much because of this. And the point here, again, I'm going to drill it home one more time. You don't have to be aggressive. Now, you may say to yourself, yeah, but you're only up 5 units. Well, what if those 5 units were $100 units or $500 units or $50 units? You see how there's no stress when you're using a conservative money management like this. This is almost the same thing as flat betting. It's almost identical. So we'll stop the video here. Now, if I made any mistakes, I know you guys are going to go crazy about the bet selection as always. The point is not the bet selection, all right? If I made a mistake in the bet selection, I could care less. You understand what the bet selection was that I was attempting to do, right? We started on player. We bet player until we had 2 consecutive losses. Then we switched to banker. And we stayed on banker until we had 2 consecutive losses. So if I made a mistake on that, it doesn't matter. That's the point. It doesn't really matter. So you can try the bet selection yourself, but the main thing is learning this, finding whatever bet selection you like, and trying this conservative money management. You are never going to get that low. You're going to ride out the bumps in the road, and as long as you're playing with a decent bankroll where you don't need to make a ton of units, you're going to hit your profit target. And the profit target for me is always in that 5 to 8 unit range. And when you're using this, you really don't need most of the time more than 10 to 15 units. So even with a $100 base bet, even if you want to be ultra conservative, you're only talking about a $1,500 to $1,800 bankroll, session bankroll. And most of the time, you'll never even get close to that if you're using this. You can literally get away most of the time with $1,200 to $1,500 bankroll if you're going to do this, which means you can play $50 units, $100 units. If you're doing Martingale, You need $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 to accomplish the same thing, and you'll still blow out your bankroll if you get on a bad streak. You're not blowing out your bankroll with this method. All right? So I hope you guys had a great time. This is a quick video to get us back in the swing of things. We made 5 units in a very short period of time, right? 5 units using this 3-prong system, right? And that's it. Remember, set your profit targets for reasonable number of units. Have an appropriate bankroll. And remember, you can never have enough bankroll. So if I'm telling you $1,500 to $1,800 to play $100 units, a $2,500 bankroll really means you have no sweat. And that's the way we play Baccarat, with a no sweat scenario. One more thing I'll add to this. What if you were doing this and you started out really, on the low roller level with the 10s and the 5s, right? $10 units, which means $5 units here when you lose your first sequence. What if you build up the bankroll and now you're playing with $25 units, right? Your base bet is 25. You can build this up slowly like we do. You do not have to start with $100 base bets, but you can easily work your way up if you choose to do that. If you need this to be worth more money and a paycheck instantly for you, then it's up to you to have the proper bankroll. That $1,500 to $1,800 range, but you're going to know what your bankroll needs to be, because you shouldn't take my advice on this. You should go to Wizard of Oz or a simulator and use your bet selection or mine and practice it with this money management. And you're going to make your own determination as to how much bankroll you believe you need. I would say to you 15 units. All right? About 15 units. But you can make your own decision as to what you want to do. With that being said, we'll see you on the next video. I should have another video out before New Year's, before the end of the week. And remember, guys, our sale for our lifetime membership at cruisecasinomafia.com will be changing very soon. So you're going to want to take advantage of the promo code that gives you $50 off our lifetime membership right now. That promo code is MAFIA and the number 50. MAFIA and the number 50. You're going to want to get in as soon as you can. There's going to be a lot of benefits and perks that I'm not going to mention on this video coming up in 2024 that are only going to be for lifetime members. We are going to introduce another way of getting involved, but it is not going to give you access to the entire casino vault of systems and money management concepts, as well as all the seminars that we're going to be doing. The series of seminars are going to be coming up in 2024 that we're going to basically be creating and teaching you how to create your own toolbox of methods to go into your toolbox to be able to make a paycheck at Baccarat, craps, or roulette. That's coming very, very soon. So you're going to want to get in with a lifetime membership right now, because that is going to cost additional money if you are not a lifetime member as of the end of this year. Okay, so the clock is ticking. So that's the deal. I hope you guys got something out of this once again. I love this money management. And by the way, you can use this with any even money bet. So you can take some of our roulette systems that only use the outside, an outside bet, the red, black, even, odd, 1 through 18, 19 through 36, those type of systems that play a single even money bet, and you can do the same thing. The only difference here is, obviously, the math is way better with Baccarat because the ties are not a loser to us, whereas the 0 and the double zeros are a loss. So this works even better with Baccarat, but you can absolutely use this with even money bets for roulette. Have a great day. I hope you guys got something out of this video, whether it's the bet selection or primarily the money management. We will see you on the next video. And remember, practice, practice, practice. Never run to the casino after watching any YouTube video or any kind of a system with real money. Get a feeling for it. Learn the ins and outs. And like I say, the only thing that really matters to me is not how much I'm winning, but what does the bankroll volatility look like? I make my determinations on what goes into my toolbox for real money play based on volatility, bankroll volatility. That is my primary key to everything I do. And we'll talk more about that on the upcoming videos. Thanks a lot. Be safe and practice, practice, practice.